I think the man next door unearthed a corpse last week, and I'm starting to think it wasn't the first time. I've gone over this in my head 100 times, and each time I come to the same conclusion. I'm in way over my head. But maybe if I write it down, it'll make more sense. Maybe someone else will understand. Or maybe I'm just trying to convince myself I'm not losing my mind. Let me start from the beginning. 5 years ago, our neighbor, Elliot Maddox, reported his 14-year-old son missing. His name was James. One day, he just vanished. It was all over the news. Posters stapled to every tree trunk. Local cops knocking on doors. It shook the whole neighborhood. My wife Claire and I were sick over it. We brought casseroles, offered help, tried to be good neighbors. But what do you say to a man who just lost his only child? Months passed, then years. No updates, no remains, no closure. Eventually, we all assumed the worst. But no one dared to ask the Maddoxes if they'd ever found a body. That kind of pain, it sticks to people. And you could see it in both of them. Claire and I were invited over a couple times each summer for barbecues. But the air was never the same. Marissa Maddox, Elliot's wife, spoke less and less every year. Just sat with her wine, staring at the grass. Elliot had this nervous, haunted energy, always pacing, eyes darting like he was waiting for something to happen. I figured grief does strange things to people, but I never imagined what I know now. Last week, just before sunset, Elliot walked up while I was taking out the trash. He asked to borrow a shovel. No context, no small talk, just a deadpan request, like he was asking for salt. Sure, I said, trying not to act weird about it. I gave him my best shovel, heavy-duty steel. He thanked me with a hollow smile and disappeared into his backyard without another word. About 15 minutes later, I happened to be upstairs and glanced out the back window. What I saw made me freeze. Elliot was digging, not a little gardening hole. This was a grave. The pit was wide, deep, deliberate. I watched him struggle with each scoop, panting, pushing his aging body past its limits. He's in his late 50s, and it showed. Out of instinct, or maybe guilt, I grabbed my backup shovel and walked over to help. Big mistake. As soon as I stepped into his yard and called his name, Elliot jerked up like I'd shot him. He dropped my shovel with a metallic clang and rushed over, eyes wide, sweat pouring down his forehead. No, Alex, he stammered. Please, just go. I've got it. You sure? It's really not I will not let you use that shovel back here, he snapped. His hand trembled as he pointed toward the gate, like he couldn't get me out fast enough. I left, stunned into silence. His voice, the way he said it, like I was about to uncover something I was never meant to see. Back inside, I went straight to the window. He was still digging, slower now. But what chilled me wasn't the act itself. It was how often he looked up. Not ahead, not around. Up, as if he knew someone was watching. At one point, his eyes locked with mine. I didn't even have time to duck. I just stepped back, pretending I hadn't been spying. But I knew I'd seen something I shouldn't have. That night, at exactly 1:33 a.m., I heard it. The rhythmic thump of a shovel hitting dirt. I crept to the window again, but it was too dark to see anything clearly. So I did something stupid. I slipped out into the yard, crossed over to the fence, and peeked into his. There he was, in the moonlight, still digging. He paused, wiped his face, and went inside, probably for water. That's when I did the unthinkable. I climbed the fence and stepped into his yard. My hands were shaking. I don't even remember how I moved. I looked down into the pit, and that's when I saw it. A black garbage bag, torn at the top. Something solid pressing up against the plastic, just enough for the moonlight to catch it. I couldn't breathe. My chest tightened like something invisible was wrapping its fingers around my ribs. Then noise. A door creaking. I bolted, back over the fence, through my yard, into my house. I didn't stop running until I was under the covers, heart pounding in my throat. Claire stirred beside me, but didn't wake. The next morning, the hole was gone, filled in, smoothed over like it had never been touched. My shovel was missing, and Elliot's SUV wasn't in the driveway anymore. It was out on the street, tires caked with dirt. I don't know where he went that night. I don't know what was in that bag, but I have a terrifying guess. He hasn't returned the shovel. I'm not asking for it. And now he's watching me. Yesterday, I looked out my window and saw Elliot at his, just standing there, unmoving, staring. When our eyes met, he slowly reached up and pulled the blinds shut. It's daytime, but I feel like I'm being hunted. Something's not right with Elliot Maddox. And I think it's only a matter of time before he comes for me too.